Hi guys, welcome to today's episode. My name is Alex and welcome to Doing Business in Nigeria, where on this edition we're going to be talking about how to set up a company in Nigeria. Guys, you cannot talk about Africa without talking about the giant of Africa, which is Nigeria. Nigeria is one of the strongest economies in Africa, and anybody thinking about investing in Africa definitely has to consider Nigeria. Nigeria is a land full of lots of opportunities, right from the north to the south. A land full of very endowed, rich natural resources, and is definitely a country you want to really look into. In today's podcast, based on popular request, we just want to take time and discuss the process of registering a company in Nigeria. It's one of the first steps that you need to do to be able to start your business here in Nigeria. And once again, we are joined on this episode by Ms. Oyeronke. Thank you so much and welcome to today's edition.
Thank you for having me.
So this edition, we're going to focus on the new person who has been thinking and considering coming into Nigeria. So what kind of company, is suitable for someone who is looking at starting a profit-making business in Nigeria? What are the options, and what would you recommend as a right form of business for, let's say, somebody who wants to come into Nigeria to do some manufacturing or business, or to do some services-based business, some restaurant, some hotel, all these other or agric farming? I know Nigeria has a strong agribusiness sector. What kind of business category or form would you recommend for such a person?
Okay, for any businesses that is willing to come into Nigeria, because we pretty much have expatriates willing to invest into Nigeria economy. So for you to register your business, you need to open of course, a company limited liability. Business. So because you have different you have the business name, which is just simply just a little form of business registration.
That's for Nigerians,
for Nigerians,
okay.
Really, yeah. So you need to open a company limited liability.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so that simply means that for you looking at setting up a company for profit-making venture, you're looking at a company limited by shares, basically, as a right entity for you to form. How is the process like? The process of, again, I always love to compare that with Ghana, because first we have both an office in Ghana and Nigeria, and these podcasts, as I learn and I carry you with us on this journey, is for us to also be able to compare, especially for businesses looking at both countries, so that you are very clear as to what the differences are. In Ghana, we literally have to fill forms and print and things like that. How is the process like in setting up a company in Nigeria? How's the process like?
The process is pretty much straightforward. All you need to do with first thing definitely is to find out the availability of the name. You do a name search, and so to make sure the name is definitely available for you to use, and after the name search, you can then just apply on the CAC portal, that is Corporate Affairs Commission. They are pretty much the agency in charge of registering your business as your company. And so when you do that, when we find out the name is available for you, apply on the portal, and you'll be able to collate the right documents, and that you'll be able to that allows you to process the application on the portal. So we have documents of the directors, the shareholders, that is simply their personal details, that is a residential address, email address, phone numbers, and their names and their contact number. And there's also a very important document, that is MOA, Memorandum of Association, and that is usually compiled by a lawyer. So it's just the MOA is, if you pretty much know, is a constitution of an organization. It guides the organization through their whole process. So that is pretty much the document really needed for you to set up your company.
So just to reiterate, you do all company registration from the CAC portal. That means that you can literally start it from anywhere you are. But I think you need to be an accredited agent to be able to do so online on the CAC portal, where you, like you said, you basically provide the name of the company. After you have done the company name search, and then you fill in the particulars of the directors, shareholders, and all that, and the MOA and all that you mentioned. That sounds pretty cool. That sounds pretty simple. Do you need to have an office address or a physical address in Nigeria before you can form a company?
Yeah, definitely you need to have an office address for us to be able to register that company. So if you do not have a physical address, there's always these virtual addresses that we can provide. Finance Advisor, we can provide you that. So just for you to jumpstart your business rather than just jumping into Nigeria and then setting up your offices. So we can always provide you that virtual address.
Okay, and in terms of the directorship of the company, I think the minimum is how many? 2?
It's 2.
Okay.
Yeah, minimum.
That's basically the same as Ghana. In Ghana, you need to have 2 minimum directors and 1 secretary. Is that the same here in Nigeria?
Exactly same thing as well.
Okay, that's pretty simple and that's pretty straightforward. And then the shareholding in Ghana, the shareholding can be either an individual person or a corporate entity being the shareholder. Is that the same situation?
Same situation as well for Nigerian. Yeah.
And in terms of the turnaround time, how long does it normally take from start to finish when I finally get my CAC certificate?
Usually it takes 10 working days.
I see.
It could be less than that, but we would just pretty much say 10 working days.
Just to be on the safe side.
Yeah,
but that's
exactly,
still pretty cool. That's still pretty cool. 10 days is, I don't think it's a long time in getting that done. What about in terms of the fees that are applicable, in terms of the fees involved? Because definitely for an investor coming in, they looking at the cost, and for budgeting purposes, you want to be able to plan before you just jump into the country. What's the fee structure like for forming a company?
Okay, the fee structure is the name registration. Of course, after doing your name search, you pay for name registration, which is 500 naira. You have the registration of private companies with a share capital of 1 million or less. That is 10,000 naira. Registration charges for a private company, 10,000 for every 1 million. And you have certified company registration, that is 10,000 naira. And you also have the certified copies of all the documents that you'll be providing, that is 2,000 naira per 1 document. And you have the filing of annual returns of a company. If you want to file your annual returns with the CAC, that is going to cost you 3,000 naira. So in total, this is pretty much
I think one point that I would like to really bring out from what you just said is the fact that the fees that you pay is dependent on one of the fee items you mentioned, dependent on the share capital. Where for every 1 million naira, you pay 10,000 naira.
Exactly.
Okay, so what it means that for you listening in, what it means is that if you're starting a business in Nigeria and you have, say, 50 million naira as your share capital, your fee structure is going to be 10,000 multiplied by 50. That will be the fee that you pay as one of the stamp duty fees that you pay on your share capital. So in Ghana, we have it in percentage wise. In Ghana, it's half a percentage of your share capital. But here in Nigeria, every 1 million naira is 10,000 naira in fees that you have to pay. That sounds simple. That sounds great. So after the incorporation, registering your business, you've done the CAC, you've done all that. What next for your business? What do you do next?
You need to open your tax identification number. It's called TIN here in Nigeria. Pretty much simple for you. You need to open that with the tax office, the tax revenue office. When you do that, so that helps you to able to file your annual returns and get your VAT as well. And you then need to open domiciliary account with the bank. So you need that to operate your financials, your accounting. And also you need to open, get in touch with the NIPC, that is the Nigerian Promotion Investment council. So that allows you to register your business as a Nigerian investment company, and also get in touch for your business permit with the Nigerian interiors. And also for setback, you need to get a setback, that is the resident immigration resident permit. So that kickstarts your business in Nigeria, and maybe to allow you to do whatever you want to do and keep making your money, your profits.
Awesome. I love that. You heard it. You said keep making your money, keep making your profit. So welcome to Nigeria, guys. This is it, and this is the end of today's episode. Please, very importantly, like, subscribe, share this content. It doesn't matter where you are listening in on, whether it's on our podcast channel, whether it's our YouTube, wherever our social media pages. Like, comment, so that we can continue to bring you awesome content and awesome value. Thank you, and see you on the next episode.